Hello out there, we're on the air. It is a curling night tonight in Tempe, Arizona, as we bring you the third game of our Thursday triple header from the 2023 MoPac mixed team Playdowns. This is your host Ryan Olson with you as we bring you the matchup tonight between Team Chen of Hollywood Curling Club taking on Team LeClair from Coyotes Curling. So glad to have you with us tonight. So please strap in, settle down, and we will have a great game on tap for you tonight. Looks like they're finishing up the end of the last stone draws and cleaning the ice. And we will hopefully have a good game on tap. We've had a lot of great games so far today. The first day of a 4-day tournament here from Coyotes. The winner will go on to the mixed nationals. And it looks like we have some final slides before we start game action here. To let you guys know about the other games on the other sheets, we have on sheet A, we have a Coyotes cat fight featuring Team Aubrey and Team Endicott, both of Coyotes. On sheet B, we have Team Mallard trying to bounce back after a tough loss tonight against the defending champions Maxie from Coyotes. Sheet C is our feature sheet, as we mentioned. And then on sheet D, we have Team McDonald's from Coyotes and Moore taking on Team Siggins from just Coyotes. So rocks in play, we are underway here. So that's the lead rods coming from LeClair's lead. That's Lindsay Juilliard. She's been curling for 15 years with Coyotes. She has played in the MoPac Women's Playdowns with Team Matras and on Team Stevens at the U.S. Women's Curling Association National Bonspiel, which I hear is a wonderful event. They do let men in sometimes. So it looks like we have a center-ish guard and a corner guard. And this is the lead rod coming from, looks like they changed the order up a little bit. This is Jasmine Hashi. She's been curling since 2014, started at Seattle's Granite Curling Club. One of the greats. This is going to be a little heavy. LeClair puts a little elbow grease into it and escorts it from the premises.
And then we gave guard the game.
Is that the lull, guys?
This is Lindsay's second. So this is the mixed team format. It's a 4-person format, different from the mixed doubles that you see on TV, especially during the Olympics, especially the Hamilton siblings. This is a 4-person format, and you alternate between man and woman. So both teams have elected to have a woman throw lead. So it's going to be woman, man, meaning that the male is going to be the captain throwing the last rocks. This is the second for Chen. This is going to be Tim Mendoza, curling since 2007. Has appearances at the 2012 Club Nationals and the 2017 Mixed Nationals. He was also a 2-time Summer Blockbuster Bonspiel champion. That is the Bonspiel put on by Hollywood Curling. And this feathers the yellow in the house and rolls ever so softly to the button behind the cover.
What? Really?
Like, I didn't have to deal with that. Like, now I gotta remember where we put the handles too.
This is Jeff Baird pushing from hat. He was a skip of the 2020 MoPac Mixed Championship team. Was a 2-time men's MoPac champion, playing second for Team LeClair. He's won multiple league and Bonspiel titles, and including the international title for the pick as vice for Team LeClair. So definitely some bona fides for Team LeClair.
Smells like shawarma over here.
This is Mendoza's second here.
Derek can come up with a drink special for that. The broken handle, Sean Tate's broken handle.
Oh. Maybe a shooter. Yeah, just take shots. Was that the?
I mean, he does like the.
Was that the handle?
Yeah. He does like the 40s, so maybe some kind of 40 creature.
So Mendoza's rock has a high guard.
Thinking about making one of the specials, pickle beer.
Pickle beer?
Yeah, where you just put a pickle in the beer. And so.
And it looks like Barrett is going to throw a little up weight. I think either kick the guard to the side or come down on the shot stone. It looks like the shot is to come and take out the red shot stone that Mendoza just put down. It does make contact, but the shooter rolls out of the house. We'll stick around in the back of the playing area.
Oh, definitely. Kosher. If that's what you're asking, yes. Kosher.
So this is the third for Team Chen. This is Cindy Eng Denzel. She won bronze at the 2009 Club Nationals, made an appearance at the 2010 Nationals, and also the Club Nationals in 2012 and the 2014 Nationals overall. So I think she was kind of part of the curlers that came on after the 2008 or the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. So she does draw around that very high center guard. Is sitting in the back 8 shot rock. And so now LeClair is now asking for his vice to do some cleanup on aisle 9, aisle C. This is Tracy Drummond. With her first shot, she was on the 2020 MoPac Mixed Championship, playing second for Team Baird. Also on the MoPac Mixed Playdowns as Team Baird as leading second. And that's trying to tick the guard. The guard goes, it looks like it's going to jam on the yellow in the back and stick around. But now the entire right side of the sheet is open. So this is N Diesel's second shot coming now. So we've seen some pretty good games on the sheet tonight. This is our feature sheet through the tournament, although we do have the option to move cameras between games, not during games, because that would be awkward and painful for everyone involved. But this is going to be pool play, so as we get towards the end of the preliminary round, we might switch to a game that might have a competitive outcome, kind of like how NBC scheduled the Packers and Lions on the last night of the regular season for football. I am comparing this sport to the NFL because we're better than the NFL. Why not? So it takes the red guard, rolls over to the left, and then another yellow rolls through the house. So now the center and the right wing are wide open. Chen is still setting shot.
I mean, this is like Medtronic, basically.
And as Chen quickly makes his way down, looks like they're going to do a draw, I think kind of draw around cover. Will Chen started curling in 2012 at Granite Curling in Seattle and moved to LA in 2020. This is his competitive curling season, singular. So I hope maybe there's a bio, or there's a typo in the bio. This might be his first competitive season. I mean, I hope it's not just his only competitive season, but you know, maybe he's planning on going out on top. His shot's underway. Looks like a pretty decent draw weight, as both Hashi and Mendoza jump on it. Looks to be maybe a smidge light. I think this is going to be more of a guard. Looks like Chen was hoping to have it bite the top 12. It looks pretty close, actually. The line's going to be the most important part, and it looks really close. So it looks like LeClair is going to do like a hack weight, heavy hack draw down to the, or take out towards the shot stone in the back 8, and then be sitting 2, which would be a good way to start this game, especially with the hammer. Bob LeClair began his curling career in Ontario, Canada, not Ontario, California, totally different. He has played in World Tour events for 25 years, and he took part in the 1993 Brier up north. If you know what it is, it's a very important national championship up in Canada. Also 7 provincial men's championships, 3 provincial masters championships, and it looks like he does make contact on the shot stone, and it rolls to the left under cover.
I knew she was going.
So Chen faces, I think, a bit of a tricky situation because LeClair is sitting 2, and he could try and get rid of one of the yellow stones to just concede 2 points, which is not a bad way to start the game. It's not great necessarily, but you know it's better than giving up 3 points even. But listen, I think they're going to try and draw like a heavy draw, a kind of a similar shot to what LeClair threw for his first. The weight's going to be important, and the line, obviously. This looks to be a little light, so it needs to be able to. It needs to be in the house, or they definitely have a strong shot at giving up 3. And this is a short, it's a guard, and the door is open for LeClair to score his 3. The line looked pretty good. It's just the weight wasn't there. LeClair has the broom down pretty quickly.
We We have a daily.
Just a draw to touch paint for a 3-spot. Sweepers were on it for a little bit. This looks like it might have a little too much polish on it. Starting to sit down. Ndiza sweeps it, escorts it from the premises. You're not welcome in this house. So it does turn out to be a deuce for LeClair to get the scoring started here early in the Thursday nightcap here at the 2023 MoPac Mixed Playdowns. We'll be back in just a moment. Live streaming of this and other regional competitions is powered by the clubs and members of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association. Our mission serves to grow curling and foster competition in Arizona, California, Idaho, Nevada, Oregon, and Utah. Visit mopacca.org today to find a club near you or for help getting one started in your community. All right, second action has begun here on our feature sheet, Sheet C. In a moment, we'll go around the rings and see how the other games are going. We have all 4 sheets in play tonight as part of our Thursday nightcap. This is Lindsay Juilliard's second, I believe. Looks like there's going to be a hit. Oh, it misses. It looks like it flashes, misses everything. So it looks like Chen wants Jasmine to split the house. So the shot's coming down. It looks a little light. It looks like Chen, I think, wanted it near the tee line. This is going to be almost a corner guard, or it's going to be a biter. Foot, 12 foot, biting the 8 foot, actually. So it looks like LeClair wants Baird to take out that red rock in the top of the house. So we have 12 teams in the field, and so we have a pool play for this tournament. Pools of 6. Each team plays 5 games. Ooh, this yellow is going to possibly jam. just kisses the yellow in the back, and the red rolls out, causing no further damage. Chen had a bit of a smile there. I think at the possibility of that shot.
No answer was eagle by 10. No real reaction out of his face. So,
Chen's got the broom down for Mendoza.
We said to him, okay. I said to him.
This idea is coming down the ice pretty nicely. Actually, it's starting to curl up. I thought it was going to curl toward the yellow. Chen actually wants it to the right wing. Pretty effectively splitting the houses and sitting for shot. So for LeClair, I think he wants to punch it out. This is pretty close. It hits it right on the schnoz, which is a technical term. So there is kind of a thin double, an in-off double, but it looks like Chen is going to trade hits with LeClair, with Mendoza second. So sweepers are off it right now. They're just kind of escorting it down. So it's going to hit on the outside and roll toward the lane. It is a shot. So right now, Chen is sitting first and third, while LeClair is second shot. This is Drummond's first, I believe. This looks like it's going to be a little wide. It's floating out there, and it's going to miss everything as it sails through the house along the right 12-foot. So now there's an opportunity. Chen is kind of looking at his options. There is that yellow in the back of the house that might be good to get rid of. Although Chen looks like he's asking Cindy to draw around to the left side. I think maybe tuck it behind the red that's already in the top 8. So I perhaps would have gotten rid of the yellow. I mean, it could have. I don't think it would have set up a double. For LeClair to make, I think it sets Chen up really well for a 2 spot. But as it is, it looks like the N Diesel shot does settle in the back 8 for second shot. This is Drummond's second shot. And so now Drummond and LeClair are going after shot stolen on the right side. And it looks like it's made. And the red sails through the back of the house, not bothering anything else. Just kind of like a casual Airbnb guest staying the night and then leaving in the morning without disturbing anything. This is N Diesel's second here. So this N Diesel shot, I think it's coming up a little light. I think they definitely wanted it to be in the house, and it's going to turn out to be a tight guard. So I think I missed opportunity. Although I think it's still not too bad for Chen because it looks like LeClair is going after the shot stone in the back of the house. And by going after that shot stone in the back of the house, it could set up a double. And so it definitely still looks likely for Chen to score 2 here in this end. I think they want control weight on the shot, just based on the broom that Drummond is giving her skip. Definitely see a bit of an ad on LeClair's release. This is over curling. It's going to wreck on the red at the top of the house and roll towards the center, towards the right. As Andizo does her best to escort it from the premises, trying to charge a cleaning fee. So now it looks like Chen is going to try and go after the yellow in the back of the house, I would think. I think that's the call. But actually, the broom's on the tee line, so it's likely a draw. Not always a guarantee, but usually if you're doing draws or guards, you want to put the broom on the tee line, and that's what looks like was done. The release looks draw-ish. The weight's a little bit up, although it's curling pretty nicely. I think they were hoping for a piece of the rock in the back. Just nudges it back a little bit, and then the shooter rolls further into the 12-foot. So I'm going to say it again, not an awful outcome, but it does look like the possibility of a double or 2 points is getting smaller. I think what LeClair has to do is take out the red shot stone, be sitting 2, and then Chen kind of has a difficult decision to make on whether to try and do a double takeout or settle for 1. Front end's tackling it really, really hard. This is pretty good though as it comes down. It chips the red out. Then the yellow itself rolls to the back 12, and so now the deuce is still there. Chen needs to make a nose hit, but then he gets 2 in this end, and is solidly back into this game as it continues its early progress. That's a pretty tight broom, especially since I think we saw LeClair's last. It curled okay, and so actually, Chen is asking for a little bit more ice. So they can't hear us. We don't have headsets. Although apparently that happened at a curling tournament once, where the coach was listening to the TSM broadcast and called a timeout. Based on what Russ Howard was saying on the broadcast. And it looks like it's going to hit it. Oh, it rolls out. So just the single. So an opportunity missed for Team Chen as we head into the third end. with LeClair holding the hammer and the lead 2-1. We'll be back in just a moment as we continue with our feature coverage from the 2023 MoPac Mixed Playdowns, coming to you live from the Coyotes Curling Club from Tempe, Arizona. Looking around the rings, on sheet A, we have a Coyotes cat fight between Team Aubrey with Red Rocks taking on Team Endicott, both of Coyotes. Looks like in the third end is the tie score as each team has a single to their name. It's 1-1 on sheet number B. Hard to see the score, lots of bodies. We'll revisit that. On sheet D, as in Deuteronomy, I am not seeing a score on this match. It's another kind of a Coyotes-esque battle between Team McDonald, who has escaped from Coyotes, but members are from elsewhere in our region, and then taking on Team Siggins. Looks like a blank. Looks like a couple of blanks perhaps on sheet D. There's no score posted. And then on sheet B, can't quite see the score. One red. Okay. So thanks to our head ice official, it's Team Mallard with up 1 point over Team Maxey, the defending champions from our region. So we'll keep you up to date on these scores, and we'll offer live look-ins when we can. And here comes, oops, yeah, that works. This is Lindsay Juilliard's, I believe, second shot. Oh, it's her first one. There's a minute between ends, in part, just I guess to get everyone to have a chance to take a breather. And then after the fourth end, we play 8 ends of regulation, although teams can choose to resign early if they feel the game is out of hand, or they're just tired and want to hit the bar. That doesn't happen as much during a competitive championship like this, but sometimes people might just haven't had enough. So 8 ends of regulation, and so that means we take a 5-minute break after 4 ends. And we do have the Arizona State Marching Band here to do the halftime show tonight. So it should be pretty impressive. Unfortunately, we don't have the rights to air it, so we will not be doing so. This route's a little heavy from Jasmine and Estrendra through the house. Next direct coming from Juilliard. This has a bit of pace on it, but it looks like it's going to sit down. Come to a rest next to her first shot in the back 4. Chen's thinking it over. Looks like he wants to draw into that pile. Looks like a pretty solid call. And this is Mendoza's first. Looking to draw into the pile. This is looks like what's looking pretty good. I was gonna say a smidge light, but it's and Diesel sweeping it pretty well. It needed to curl a little bit more. It does make contact with the yellow in the back. Pushes the yellow to the back 12 area. That 12th line, and the shooter itself rolls to solid back 12. And another nice draw into that pile on the pile of yellows on the right side of the house. It looks like Chen's going to go to Red Box and rent Demolition Man. No, he's not. He's going to draw in. I was going to try and blow it up, but that's just me. Clock's underway. Looks better. The weight's better, definitely. The line, I think, is also pretty good. It does make contact with the red. With the yellow. Kind of shunts the yellow over. And so now the red is pretty exposed, and there's a pretty solid pocket of yellows in the back 8 area. Here comes Baird's first, or second, I believe. This is going to hit the red out, and the shooter's going to roll away, but definitely gets rid of one of the Chen stones. So it looks like now Chen is calling for Demolition Man in the form of Eng Diesel. As she's going to clear the guard, it looks like. That's the call. Trying to push it over. It looks like it's going to go into the pile. Get 2, so that's a nice double takeout, and the shooter itself sticks around in the back 8 area. So it looks like a great shot from Cindy.
She just started first day back to school. Right, it is an hour.
All right, we'll settle with that.
See, didn't answer. Oh, she's at dinner.
So it looks like LeClair wants to draw to the yellow in the back. I think maybe hit it out. The weight's up a little bit, so this might be hanging out a little bit more than they were expecting, but it's going to make contact. One of the reds is going to roll out, and the shooter itself also rolls out of play. So now Chen doesn't have the hammer in his hand, so I think he's looking to, I think force LeClair would be a great outcome. As and Denzel, pardon me, just ready for her second shot. Release looks really good. Jasmine's on it, sweeping pretty hard, as Mendoza keeps an eye on things. So the weight looks pretty good. I think they're trying to balance the line and the weight. It's going to tap the yellow and push the yellow back for a second shot, and the red itself is now shot somewhat open with a little bit of backing. And so LeClair is looking for backline weight to, I think, hit the red aside and then roll over to the center to be shot. This is Drummond's second, I believe. Weight's pretty good. It definitely seems a little bit heavier than backline weight. It's gonna, the red does jam on the yellow in the back. The yellow does roll towards the button, so it is shot, but the red is right behind it in the back 4 foot, or actually the back 8 foot for second shot. And again, Chen doesn't have the hammer in this end, so I would think that I think the situation here is maybe to be hit, but I think if they hit it on the right side, pardon me, they can kind of chip it or kind of get the stone to go through the two reds in the back without jamming. There's still a jam possibility, but it's a pretty wide opening between the two reds in the back, and that definitely would get rid of the yellow counter. And that does seem to be the shot that Chen is called as he gets back to the hack to get set. So I'm thinking hack weight for his release. Looks like a nice release, decent rotation. Mendoza's sweeping it, I think, to hold the line. It's going to be really close. And it's going to hit the yellow just to the right, and then kick it through those two reds, a field goal. And as it was a field goal, Chen is sitting 3 points right now. Obviously, curling doesn't work that way, but it's nice to dream. So it looks like LeClair has Drummond positioning the broom for some cleanup duty. Haha, duty. I think maybe trying to double out those regs that are in the near the 4 foot here. So I got a counterclockwise outturn rotation. It's pretty soft weight, so I don't know if he's looking to move both of those rocks out of the house, both of those reds out of the house. So he's got one, he's got two, so the back red goes through the house. And then the red just rolls to the 12 foot line, the 8 foot line, pardon me. So it looks like for Team Chen, it looks like they're going to just kind of do a very similar takeout that they just threw with Chen's first, and kind of did the yellow out again.
And there's two.
Weight looks a little bit more than last time, but I think as long as it stays on target, it's going to be good. But it looks like it's going to hit and just jam and gets rid of one of the reds. It looks like one of the reds sticks around, but now there's a blatant opportunity. But looking at the overhead, the red that's in the house is pretty well buried by the corner guard at the top of the house, and that corner guard is not touching paint as far as I can tell. Pardon me. But again, these cameras aren't the absolute bona fide certified official view. People on the ice with eyes can see better than our cameras can. And then also we have a head ice official who also can see with his own eyes. And also a measuring device, so if it comes to it. So this is LeClair's last with a hammer here. I think just drawing for one to take just to maintain a 2 point lead over Chen here. Sweepers are going pretty hard on the stone. Needs to touch the basically the full 8 foot to get a 1. It's pretty close. Drummond comes out to help. Needs to make sure it gets there. It's going to stop just with enough. Maybe, is it enough? From the overhead, it does appear that LeClair has done it, just a squeaker, but he's going to get his cheese in the form of 1 point here in the third end. So LeClair rebuilds that 2-point lead over Chen as we head into the fourth end here at the 2023 MoPac Mixed Playdowns. We'll be back to our feature sheet in just a moment. So we are underway, still early in the fourth end here on our feature sheet between Team Chen from Hollywood taking on Team LeClair. LeClair is sitting 2 after the lead's first pair of stones as Jasmine gets set to throw her last as the lead rocks for Team Chen. Looks like Chen wanted her to draw towards the left wing to come to rest on the yellow and on the left side of the sheet. Weight looks pretty good. Actually, the weight might be a smidge on the heavy side, as LeClair's going to be able to jump on it and just kind of sweep it, and he's going to get it gone. Which is a phrase made popular by Lawrence, the television cable satellite guy. Hombre. Get it gone.
Cable and satellite.
Yeah, cable and satellite. He's upgraded.
See where that yellow rock is on the east side?
Here's the Bears first. So this is coming down. It looks like LeClair wants Bear to put it kind of high in center, guarding the shot stone in the back 4-8 area. It's going to be a little heavy, so it's going to be top 4 near the button. Gives Mendoza a chance to do a double takeout, and that seems to be what Chen has dialed up for his second. This looks like it might be overcurling a smidge, but it looks pretty good. It's got one. Oh, and it kisses the second stone in the back. It does get rid of one of the LeClair rocks, so now LeClair is sitting 2 in the house.
Have a good night. Enjoy the weekend.
So looking around the rings, looks like on sheet A, between Aubrey and Endicott, both from Coyotes, it looks like they've linked the third end. And so looks like Endicott has the hammer coming home in the fourth end. On sheet B, Malik opened with a 3, but Maxie responded with a 5 and stole the third end. So after 3, coming home in the fourth, Maxie, the defending champions from Coyotes, has a 6-3 lead over Malik from Silicon Valley, if I'm reading the scores correctly. Sheet C is our feature sheet, of course. And on sheet D, it looks like Siggins from Coyotes was able to put a 2 in the second end after blanking the first. And then Team McDonald of Coyotes and others responded with a single. And so they're coming home with Siggins holding the hammer. On our feature sheets, it is LeClair. They're moving some rocks around now. The yellows are towards the front of the house. And by the way, if you're looking for scores, line scores, the latest action, all you need to do is point your browser to http://bondspieler.com or bondspieler.com. They are our provider of all things scoring, but more effective at scoring than Tinder. So be sure to check it out, bondspieler.com. So this looks pretty good for LeClair, just to put another rock into the house. I think he wanted to draw around the center stone that's nibbling the top 12 foot. And looks pretty well buried, so I think a really good shot by the third. Tracy Drummond. And so now for Cindy and Denzel, she's going to try a little bit of heat, it looks like. Looks like it's gonna, oh, it's over curling. This might miss. Oh, and it just glances off of the top yellow. So unfortunately, a miss by Cindy. And so now LeClair has a chance to put a fourth stone in the house if he so chooses, or to guard up the top of the house. So I think he's looking for a guard, but if it draws in, I think he'll be happy with that too. So this is Drummond's shot coming down. They're looking for a guard. It's going to slip into the house, but not, I don't think, the worst outcome in the world for LeClair, as LeClair is now sitting 4. I'm now joined on the broadcast by my compadre from another madre, Stefan Brems. How's it going tonight, Stefan?
It is going well. It's been a very interesting night of curling. There's been a lot of really good games playing tonight.
Oh yeah. But also, like, a lot of these games pose unique challenges. I think that's one of the fun parts of the game is that each game is hopefully unique. I mean, we have common elements in play and common strategy, but it's how well it's executed or how like people have different solutions to similar problems and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of the nice things, and I talked about this in our club Playdowns broadcast out of San Francisco, that a good team has different clubs in their golf bag. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, if you're starting out, you might have a putter, and a 7-iron, and you're trying to play, like Augusta National. And so it's going to be really hard to play Augusta National with a 7-iron in a putter. But these teams that we're seeing on the ice tonight, they have more clubs than that. They're able to execute different shots. And, what would like for a team starting out, it's like, let's just draw, just see what happens. So, no, they can do takeouts, they can do, in-offs and some of the other more dramatic curling shots and stuff. So. Although it is kind of interesting, sometimes you do see teams do like just draw, and sometimes it flummoxes a more experienced team because either their takeout game is just slightly off, or it's just like based on where the stones roll, it's like we can't get rid of them all. So
yeah, that's especially true when you find yourself on really wavy, curvy ice. It is not unusual to be able to draw stones into a place that is untouchable by takeouts, and at least I get some pleasure from watching the other team get really frustrated by throwing stone after stone after stone at my little guy sitting high there on a ridge, and he just can't get to it.
And sometimes you have to recognize that you can't get to it and try a different strategy. We did see this at the Ukraine Solidarity Bonspiel in Ogden for the championship, where both teams were very focused on playing their style of game, and so they were trying to do takeouts, and the line was not there to do the takeouts, and so the first team to make the adjustment did fairly well.
Yeah.
Although the championship came down to a draw shot, and the draw shot, which is a smidge heavy, but it was a good game all around. And that broadcast is available on the Utah Oval Curling YouTube page at Oval Curling.
It's worth a watch.
It is, and that's because I'm talking over it the entire time. So this is Chen's. Is this the hammer for Chen?
No, I see one more red stone.
I see it as well. So he's just,
Wow.
Okay, we got one.
Gotta say, nice catch, Tracy. That was headed straight for the hat.
Oh my goodness. It doesn't help him that much. I mean, it does. It does set up a draw on the left side from this view.
Yep.
But it looks like LeClair had Drummond put the broom down to kind of just concede that left side. I think LeClair would be happy to force Chen to one here.
Yeah, I think so too. And draws they're never a guarantee.
Yeah.
So it seems like a good idea for LeClair to be trying to forcing a draw. I mean, they're currently sitting 3, and if they get this far enough, they may even be sitting 4. So
here's LeClair's last here in the 4th.
Oh, that's pretty light. I bet that's a guard.
I'm curious about why they would try. I mean, to try and block off the left side a little bit to make that draw even just a little bit harder.
Yeah. Well, they got it over the hog line.
That's not always an easy proposition.
No.
Even among the pros.
No, it is not.
So Chen has the broom down, while Cindy and Denzel has the broom down for a draw. Needs to basically get full button to be shot. There's a little bit of wiggle room, but it's going to be a pretty tight draw.
It's tough, and there's basically no backing at all because you can't curl enough around those. I guess that red stone there to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of pressure on Skip Chen here. Last rock in the 4th end, facing 3 in the house, looking for a single.
So if a bird in the hand's worth 2 in the bush, then what is 3 in the house worth?
This is carrying a little bit. This is not going to end well, unfortunately.
Oh, look at that thing.
Drummond sweeping it to the back of the house.
Gone. Wow.
It's going to go all the way through, and that is a steal of 3 for LeClair here. So we are going to go into the 4th end break with LeClair jumping to a 6-1 lead over Team Will Chen. And we will take a break from our feature sheet. We're going to go around the rings and then take a short break ourselves as we continue with the 2023 MoPac Mixed Playdowns, coming to you live from the Coyotes Curling Club in Tempe, Arizona. We'll be right back. No one talks.
Oh yeah, we tickled heads.
Between the two games. Well, they're just
So looking at sheet B, looks like we're at Skipstones here between Team Mallard of Silicon Valley taking on the defending champions Maxi of Coyotes and Silicon Valley, San Francisco, and Dakotas, and a lot of other places. Looks like
They've been prolific.
Maxi jumped up to a pretty significant 6-3 lead over Mallard. But it looks like Mallard does have a chance to get on the board here.
Yeah, right now, looks like Mallory's sitting one.
Yep. In the back of the house, it looks like Maxi wants to draw around. And this is their fourth end, so we'll be taking a 5-minute break after this as Maxi delivers the stone here. Weight looks pretty good. Sweepers around it. Needs to make sure it gets around. Well, if it crashes on the guard, it's not the end of the world. It's going to be around the guard. And it's going to settle in at least the back 4 foot. So a nice draw shot from Maxi there. Fred Maxi. And so now we'll see if Jeremy Mallard has a response. I think they could get that yellow out. They could chip the yellow out and get 2.
They could. They certainly could.
I mean, it is fairly well covered by the yellow guard in the top of the house. But I do see, if you do like heavy drawing, maybe close to hack. Well, it's tough. I
The
think.
question is, can they hit it thick enough to give the yellow stone enough energy to get out of there while sitting the red?
Right. So this is the last shot coming from Jeremy Mallard of Silicon Valley, looking to get some additional points on the board here, heading into the break. The line, it looks like it's around the guard, but then they need to make sure. I would probably start sweeping now to see if they can get some contact on the yellow and the 4 foot here. Ooh.
Yep.
So it doesn't make contact with the shot stone and settles in the back. So Maxi will steal 1 to take a 7-3 lead into the break. Moving down to sheet number A. Sheet number A here looks like we have the Coyotes cat fight between Team Aubrey and Team. Who's the other team? For
Endicott.
Endicott, that's right. Thank you very much. Sorry. I try to have all these memorized. I'm sometimes forgetful. So it looks like they're in their 5th end. Looks like they blanked the 3rd and 4th end there. So all square at 1 after the 2nd end. Looks like Team Endicott has the hammer. Looking for some sort of opportunity here to capitalize on. So we'll keep an eye on that game. Moving down to sheet number C, that is our feature sheet. And so it is LeClair with a sizable lead after the break. Roster and player will be rejoining that game in a moment. And then moving down to sheet number D. And this game is also being recorded for posterity. I don't know where, but looks like they are done with their break. And the score is Oh, 3-1. Thank you. Oh, so someone scored in the fourth end. Okay.
Yellow.
Oh, yellow did. And that would be. I see McDonald's playing with the Redstones, and then the other team, Siddons. Yeah, Siddons is playing with Yellow Rocks, and so Siddons has the 3-1 lead. So we'll keep you up to date on these scores, and remember, you can get all these scores and other scoring-related action on bondspieler.com. It's like Bond, James Bond, and then Spieler, as in Steven Spielberg. So bondspieler.com. So easy to remember, guys. All right.
Drop the D in the Berg.
Yeah. We'll do back to the action on our feature sheet in just a moment. So much of what I do is just to try and like keep things entertaining.
You do a very good job.
All right, looking back at our feature sheets, Jasmine Hashi has thrown her first stone, I believe. All right, yes. Where's her second? My apologies. This is carrying a little bit. It's going to settle in back of the 8 foot. Looks to be 4 shots. Although it's tough to tell in the overhead, it might be, could be yellow in the back 8. And LeClair is asking Baird to do some chopping action and chop that rock out. Looks like a nice, decent pace there. It's going to make contact and I think roll towards the center slightly. It's going to make contact with the yellow in the back and just keep rolling toward the left side on the 8 foot line, nibbling the back 12. So it looks like, I think Chen wants Mendoza to draw to the back yellow stones with his first. Right now, Cindy's just cleaning the rock as it goes down the ice. Looks like, I think they want to make contact and maybe freeze it on the yellow in the back. This is an interesting strategy because, obviously you want rocks in play, and drawing 2 rocks in the house is a decent strategy, but a more common strategy is to put up guards and draw around the guards. But, whatever just rocks in the house and create scoring opportunities can be a valid strategy. And the rock's a little high, and so it looks like LeClair's asking Bear to just kind of, again, bust out the wood chopper and chip it out there. And then it looks like this is looking pretty good. Okay, it looks really good. It does get the red out. It looks like there's a possibility of a jam in the back, but it misses, and the yellow rolls towards the other shot in the back, and so it provides a little bit of cover.
This field I'm not playing.
Oh, okay.
So now it looks like Chen has the broom way out on the left wing here to try and draw with an out-turn counterclockwise rotation to the stones. I think maybe trying to get around the top yellow. I would just kind of come to the rest next to any of the yellows. And this comes up a little light, unfortunately.
Famous for these like potato.
So a comment from the chat asking if I ever get FOMO since I'm talking for this entire tournament.
Pretty good cue.
I do have to say it's more fun to be on the ice, but doing this commentary, running the broadcast is kind of a full-time occupation when I'm doing it. So I always do like to try and get on the ice at some point during a weekend like this. They often let me kind of sneak in on a Sunday league at the end of the event, as a sub, which is always kind of nice to play. We'll see what happens here. Also, because I don't get a lot of time on dedicated ice, because I curl at the Oval in Utah, where arena ice, decent arena ice, but there's something very special about dedicated ice. And if you have a chance to play on it, it's totally worth it.
That's all right. Like I said, you'll see me playing this week. All right.
So this draw from draw comes around. Looks really nice. It's going to settle in a back button there. So we have a bit of a stew bubbling for Chen here, a stew of trouble, as it were. Looks like after trying to draw his way to get some stones in the house, it looks like he's now going to start busting out the hammers, or busting out the takeouts. And this looks like it's over-curling a little bit. Needs to hang on.
And we have 4 clubs around us, but
It's actually really nice. It hits it right on the nose, makes a little bit of contact on the yellow in the back, and goes out of play. But that red is pretty open now in the button. So it looks like LeClair is asking Drummond to kind of follow Team Chen down to hammer it out. The front end is sweeping really hard. Looks like it's pretty close. Does crash on the guard there. And so now this is creating an opportunity for Chen. Depends on how he can try and manufacture at least 2 out of here and kind of get his foot back into this game. There are 4 ends remaining. Teams are doing okay on time. 16 minutes remain for Team Chen. They started out with 30 minutes, I believe. So still a decent amount of time. As and Denzel pushed out the hack with a little bit more heat, or maybe just to make sure that the weight was consistent. Mendoza sweeping it as Jasmine follows it down. Now Hashi joins in on the sweeping. It looks like they might make some contact on the...
there are 3 blank ends on sheet 1.
So the Coyotes can't fire it. They're still doing a lot of posturing, I guess, on sheet number A, as Stefan just told us that there's 3 blank ends in a row. So it looks like Endicott still has the hammer.
Yeah, it's look at that! Isn't that just the funniest thing?
They might run out of space. They have 6 spaces, 4 blank ends, and I think Endicott's used up their allocation of
They
blank
have
space.
used all of theirs.
Yeah. So they can't blank anymore. That's a Coyotes curling house rule. If they run out of space for blank ends, they can't blank anymore.
Can't blank anymore.
Yeah. So they're done blinking. And obviously, I say this jokingly because that's a silly rule. That was actually a rule. But there's been silly curling rules before, so it's a realm of possibility.
Yeah.
So this is LeClair's first. Looks like he's making a play on shot stone. Does hit and rolls wide right. So now it is Chen is sitting 2, and now Chen is sitting just the 1. And there's kind of a nest of yellows. And this is a situation here where Chen's, I think, looking to see how he can secure his 2, maybe get 3 out of this.
Oh, yeah, right back.
Stefan's eating a dessert treat. Otherwise, I'd ask him how Chen could possibly get 3 out of this. But he's eating dessert, so we'll let him have it. The city's got a bloom down. Looks like I'm going to guess they want to draw to the yellow that's on the right wing, and I just kind of split the house a little bit. I think that's kind of dangerous because I think LeClair has kind of closed the door by trying to draw on top of the shot stone on the left side of the house.
I don't know if I see a route to scoring 3.
Yeah.
Well, they've got another stone. I suppose if you did sort of chip off that high red, hoping that it would just move a little straighter back rather than too far sideways, and get him solidly in the 8 foot, you probably could.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is sailing.
Yeah.
Drummond's on it. She's gonna push it to the 12 foot. So opportunity missed, and now the question I think for Chen is how does he get 1 out of this?
Yeah, I think so.
Which is not to say, I mean, getting rid of that red on the 4 foot is not a gimme.
No, it's not, and it doesn't even look like that's what they're trying to do. I wonder if they're going to draw and force him to take out.
I think they're set up. Well, yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of wide for a takeout, but then again, anything that they throw does have to make it around that red in the 12 foot up front. So it's kind of hiding there.
Yeah, it looks like they do have a reasonable draw weight because we're seeing, I think, stones when you do a draw to the tee line, you are seeing about 4.5 feet of throw on this ice tonight. So I think even just like drawing on top of that yellow, it just really does force Chen to draw for 1. And we've seen like getting draw weight dialed in has been a challenge tonight for some of the players. Let's see if LeClair has the draw weight dialed in as the sweepers jump down it pretty early here.
Yeah, that thing's taking off. Look at that. It's falling off the center line.
Yeah.
I think it's going to crash on that high red. Well, you were wondering how you could get 3 red out of this. Oh, it doesn't have enough. Okay.
No. So the 3 is not on the table, but a 2 is.
Absolutely is. Yep.
And he has the full 4 foot to play with, and so
he's got 6 feet there to play with almost.
I don't see any real reason to get anywhere close to those top rocks.
Yep. I totally agree. It's a big target, but we all know how fickle this game can be. Sometimes you can't even hit the entire house when that's the only thing you need to do.
So this is the hammer coming for Bill Chen here, 5th end. This is his competitive curling season. Needs to do that. The sweepers are pounding the ice. Cindy comes out to help. Needs to get to the 4 foot. It's not going to get there. He pulled the string and ends up short. So, unfortunately for all that, he is going to have to settle for 1. Does give him a little bit back into this game as we have LeClair holding a 6-2 lead over Chen heading into the 5th end, or the 6th end. When we return to our feature coverage on the 2023 MoPac mixed playdowns. Looking around the rings, do they blink again?
I will go take a look.
I don't think they're still by their 6th end, so it's...
Yeah, they're still in it. And
so each team has 2 blank spaces, and so they have used, Endicott's used theirs, and it's decided to borrow from Aubrey's blank space allocation. It's an 8-end game, so hopefully they can't blank too many more ends.
There's too much stuff in the house being able to blanket again.
Although, sometimes you have the real extra end where you accidentally blank the extra.
Yeah.
So all square at 1 after 5 on sheet A. On sheet B, the game between Team Mallard and Team Maxi, the defending champs from Coyotes. Mallard opened with a 3 spot, and it's been very strongly Maxi the rest of the way so far. Stefan, can you see the score on sheet B?
Sheet B, I show yellow is 7, red is 3.
Okay, so they are finishing their 5th end.
Yep.
Which makes sense. And then on sheet D, they're playing really fast on sheet D, honestly. Because it looks like they're almost done with their, they're halfway through their 6th end, it looks like. It looks like they're all square after 5 at 3. And that game is between Team McDonald playing with the Red Rocks, the Coyotes, and other assorted clubs, taking on Team Siddons from Coyotes. So that brings you up to date on the scores. And again, all the scoring action is available at bondspieler.com. You could try and pronounce it Bonspire, but I wouldn't recommend it. Bondspieler.com. So this will be a couple center guards, and as I think we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, there was a no tip rule during the free guard zone rules of the first 5 rocks at the end. If a rock is on the center line and the opposing team cannot move it off of the center line, if they do it's a foul, the non-offending team can choose to reset the original guard and remove the offending stone, or they can just say, it's okay. As part of the it's okay section of the curling rules. So it looks like Jasmine was able to draw around the centers that rests in the back 8 there for LeClair's lead, Lindsay Juilliard. Looks like Lindsay's drawing around as well. Looks like LeClair wants it to kind of be on the back button as Baird tries to finish it strongly. It is going to settle in the back button right in front of Jasmine's 2nd stone. So it is right now LeClair sitting 1 and Chen sitting 2nd stone, 2nd shot. So Mendoza quickly delivers his shot. I think just again they're just trying to draw into the house. We were talking earlier about it turning into a bit of a drawing game sometimes, and this is what this end is turning into. We might be at preschool for all the drawing that's going on.
If you are doing lots of drawing, does that make you a drawer?
A drawer. So looks like LeClair's had enough of this drawing game and wants Barry to start playing some of these guards. And so
There's some speed on that.
yeah, Barry's got a peel going on. He has an appealing personality.
Certainly an appealing way of playing.
Yes, this style of play does have a certain appeal. We're just making puns with the same word as Greg.
I think it's dead, Jim.
All right, so one of the guys is gone. Looks like Chen wants Mendoza to, I think, draw again. It looks like Chen is sitting shot in top button, and seeing how the rocks might move around, it looks like Chen is maybe looking to steal here. It's the 6th end, so I think it would be ideal for Chen to steal here first, LeClair in the 7th, and then score as many as you can with the hammer in the eighth and final end.
Yeah, I think that's probably not a bad idea. If they could find a way to steal 2 here, that would really make the ending look a lot more realistic.
Yeah, and numbers wise, he would need to steal a bundle, and he would need to score a bundle with a hammer.
Yep.
And it's going to be a challenge, but stranger things have happened, including Laird.
There it goes.
Yeah, he was going for a peel and he slipped. He didn't actually slip; the rock slipped. So that's the better way to phrase it. The rock slipped. Rock slipped past everything. The meanest thing I ever did in college was, we tried to come up with creative ways to, discourage opposing teams.
Yeah.
And
No.
it's not bad, but it's kind of bad. I said to a volleyball player as they were doing a jump serve that their shoes untied. And I could see him look down at his shoes while he was doing the serve. I felt bad afterwards. But that also is a strong reminder to be very clear in our language.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and don't tell opposing teams that their shoes are untied when they're not. So,
I can imagine he probably wasn't very happy with you.
nah. But I was in band, so the band came away with a lot. So it looks like Chen's doing a really good job of controlling the front and the center of the house, which is what you're ideally supposed to do when you don't have the hammer. This is Drummond's first here, and again looking to start clearing some of this granite. It does
Double takeout.
it runs the red onto the yellow, and then the shoe rolls out. So it's officially a single takeout. But
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I think this is probably the chance for Chen to probably make his move. I think he can do a double run back right now.
But those rocks are lined up so straight.
But it looks like he's just going to draw and put up another guard. I guess it's not the worst outcome, but LeClair holding a 4-point lead to also say, hey, I can force you to steal 1 and still come out way ahead in this transaction.
Yep.
I guess maybe one reason to not go now is that it does force the play into the house, and so LeClair would be pressured to start blowing things up more. But right now LeClair only has 3 rocks left, and so LeClair I think is already looking to go into the house. He's looking at doing an in-off kind of a takeout, looking for a normal takeout way it looks like. I think looking to hit the inside of the left red and then kind of roll it back onto the right red. And let's see what Drummond has dialed up here.
She's got a lot of speed dialed in.
It needs to move. That's part of it. Also, it's over curling a bunch too.
Yep.
So they're probably going to nose the one red. Yep. So this is a tricky situation. And now that run back's not there because he guarded the run back.
Yeah, that's a lot of running to make that work. I don't think those lines are there.
Are we running up the hill?
I don't know, Kate Bush. What do you think?
I don't believe in hills.
Did you make a deal with God?
Oh man, it's great to have some of these old songs come back. It's really amazing how much recorded media there is, and the fact that we are presently contributing to the recorded media with our live streams. I mean, obviously we can't compare this to the collected works of Kate Bush, but maybe one day this can show up in some sort of weird nostalgia.
Perhaps we'll end up on the Wikipedia page where it talks about mentions,
So this is Red Chen's first. It looks like they're going to, I think, clear the yellow that was just put in by Drummond. So this looks like, ooh,
Wow. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah. So it gets a bunch of yellows moving. Once LeClair moves his body, we can see the house.
Yeah.
Looking at the overhead, it still is Chen sitting the 1, but it's gotten interesting in the back of the house.
Yeah, the planets may no longer be aligned, but those 4 red stones sure are.
You took my line. No. I would have not thought of that.
Don't hurt me.
Awkward deep language, awkward deep jokes is my bit, man. Step off.
Actually. Unfortunately, that was a visual gag, and none of you were able to appreciate it. The same way that Rocket was.
So it looks like LeClair is opting to draw. I think kind of maybe upset the order of things, as it were.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea because you could theoretically Chen could take out the red on, or sorry, the yellow on the other side, but you can't get them both out with
Yeah.
1 stone. So that's a good move right there. That forces him to a 2 if he draws it well. Otherwise.
Sometimes you do that and you have consumers.
Also, it looks like LeClair. This is a really good setup shot potentially for LeClair for his last.
True, because LeClair does have the hammer.
So kind of do like a hybrid of
It is really fun when you forget which team has hammer during a game.
It's less fun when you do that when you're playing.
Oh, exactly. So here's Chen's last, I think looking to secure that bird in the hand.
Oh man, they are sweeping that thing hard. It almost looks like
Oh,
it's got
no.
a hog.
Which is not, yeah, they can't have it hog. That would be that'd be a bad outcome.
They're all,
Oh, it hogs.
hogged. Wow.
So now LeClair can use a setup shot to he can either be content to let Chen hold 1, or he could use that setup shot to chip out that red and potentially score 2 or 3.
you can put it under the leachy bottle.
So LeClair's thinking it over. Really pausing to think it over, which makes sense. This could really affect the outcome of the game here. So it looks like they are going to do, I think, kind of angle run back the yellow onto the red to score 2. And it could be a key outcome of the game. So here is LeClair's last here in the 6th. And this looks to be, I think it crashed on the, it crashed, so it looks to be a steal 1. Really quickly, let's go to sheet B, where they are doing I think the hammer for the red team here. Looks like yellow is sitting 1, and red needs to chip it out. It's coming around. Oh, looks really, really good. Just set. Oh, so it's not the hammer. Yellow has a hammer. But it looks like Team Mallory is sitting 1 here. A really strong chance to get back into this game. Fred Massey is going to be delivering the hammer here, looking for a draw. Looks like the weight's pretty good here. Needs to make sure it doesn't overcurl here. So it just pushes the red a little closer to the button. So it is 1 red. That's Team Mallard. It is now, but Massey still has a 7-5 lead. It's a 2-point game here heading into the 7th end. We'll keep an eye on the sheets as we continue our coverage here. Sorry for the shaky cam. Obviously, we're trying some different stuff with our cameras here. So it looks like LeClair is now switching to throwing through the house, which makes sense given the score and given, it's the 7th end of the game. Sorry.
Trying a new angle over there.
Just trying to get back to my seat. All right. So it looks like Chen is kind of going all in to try and get some points on the board here as we are nearing the end of this game. 8 ends of regulation. Does put up a center-ish guard, though it is not on the center line. And it looks like LeClair is opting to take out the shot stone in the house. Shooter's also going to roll out. Pretty good outcome for Team LeClair. Looking around the rest of the rings, I can't roll my R's. So it does look like Team Endicott was looking for a big end, and they got a big end.
Yes, they did.
They got a 4 spot after 3 blanks in a row.
That's worth 3 blanks in a row.
They now lead 5-1 over Team Aubrey in this Coyotes cat fight. And I know Coyotes aren't cats, but I'm choosing for alliteration here. So we just saw what happened on sheet B. On sheet D, the battle between Team McDonald and Team Siggins. What's the situation with that game, Stefan?
Right now, Siggins picked up 3 in the last end. They lead McDonald 6-3.
So it looks like LeClair is asking Baird to do some peeling action here. Looks like he's going to get 1 of the rocks. And then the shooter rolls over the top of the other one to the side. So it does open up the center a little bit. So this is a situation here. Chen is down 3 points. I mean, what would you do in this situation? Because, like forcing LeClair to 1 still means you're down 4 coming home. It's a pretty tall order, especially against a top flight team like LeClair.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. I really think that you play very offensively, have a good guard game, and try to force them into takeouts with the hope that they're going to miss just one of them and score at least 2. I think you've got to get 2 in this end.
I think you just it's robbing season. You got to rob. You got to steal this end. You got to steal the last end.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, even if you steal 1 here, and you're hopefully in a situation to steal 2 in the last end, then you tie it up, and then you have to steal the extra end. Yep, there's just a lot of stealing going on. Looks like Barry's going to throw another peel here. Looks pretty close. Going to get it. Contact. Going to roll the shooter to the side. Looks like it's going to roll. It's right on the line.
Yeah, it's so on the line we can barely see it on these overhead cameras here in the warm room.
They're choosing to let it be, so that means it's not touching the sideline. As devoted curlers know, if a rock touches the sidelines, it's out automatically. In large part because we don't want stones to cross into the other sheets, because that gets really confusing and disrupts the flow of the game.
Yeah, and if you were in a competition or a dedicated facility with bumpers, sideboards, the second the stone touches that, it's a bit more.
Although also at curling Canada events, they have that foam bumpers and stuff.
Yeah, the foam on competition sheets is very nice. I looked at it. It's also very expensive.
Yes, they do mention that, but also compared to like permanently installing bumpers and stuff, like for the nature of the event, it looks good.
Yeah.
It gets the job done.
It gets the job done.
So it looks like Chen was able to curl around, just curl into the house. It doesn't really, it looks pretty open. And so LeClair's just going to ask Drummond to take it out. And it looks pretty close to being on the money. Solid nose hit. So now I think, I'm curious about what Chen's doing here. I would think that hit and roll could be a possibility, but unless he's not confident in being able to make that shot. Also, looking at where the yellow is, it's towards the top of the house, so the possibility of him sticking around might be pretty low.
It is. I think, unfortunately, free guard zone's gone, so that makes this just that much more complicated to try to steal 2.
Yeah. Well, also he'd be, if he went around the corner dart, he'd be going around the other team's corner dart.
Right. Yeah.
And there's an adage where it's like, if you can avoid it, don't use the other team's guards for cover. Oh, this is coming up light. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's very light. Yeah. The other adage is don't guard the other team's stones.
Yeah. I mean, curling is a friendly sport, so I mean, if you wanted to, you could.
You could.
You really should.
You'd be well liked if you frequently did that.
Speaking of well liked, if you liked tonight's coverage of the MoPac mixed playdowns, well, I have good news for you. We have 3 more days of this. 3 more days of great jokes and fun stories and just being great pals here in the warm room at Coyotes Curling Club. And some curling too, just for fun.
Yeah, the curling, that's a small but important part of this.
It's an ancillary benefit. Now, speaking of curling, we have a triple header on tap for you tomorrow. Starting at 10:30 a.m. Looks like we're going to see Team Stephanie from Wine Country take on Team McDonald from Coyotes and more. And I'll explain the and more tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. And then the triple header continues at 2:30 p.m. as we have Team Aubrey on the sheet again, facing off against the defending champions, Team Maxi. And then on the nightcap sheet, at 6:30 p.m., we have a match between Feldman and Chen. A Wine Country, I don't know, Wine Country Clash, I don't know.
Whack down.
What? That sounds awful. But the game itself won't be awful. That's at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Wine Country Wap Fest.
The Wine Country Wackadoodle.
Wackadoodle. Huh? That's pretty cheerful.
Yeah. Now, the schedule is subject to change. We have portable equipment, so we could choose to feature another sheet. For example, the night game might switch because, if we have a chance to showcase other teams that haven't been featured yet, we might do that.
Indeed. Yeah. In fact, this equipment's so portable, if we wanted to, we could go out and feature the Medtronic way in front of the curling club.
So
the shots of the cars as they drive.
The streaming equipment, if they have, if you have a Wi-Fi hotspot and you pair a couple of Wi-Fi hotspots together, they call it like bonded networking and stuff. So you have like a really reliable upstream connection. You could be totally remote.
Yeah.
So, and then also we are trying to get MoPac to buy us a drone so we can incorporate drone coverage.
Sorry, what was that?
On a timeout, do both coaches get to go out?
So here is LeClair's next here.
Violation right now.
He has 90 seconds. So this LeClair rock is looking pretty good. Just trying to draw around while we were promoting tomorrow's coverage on our MoPac YouTube channel. Looks like LeClair is taking firm control of this end as LeClair exchanges fist bumps with his front end as he draws around those center guards. This is going to be Chen's last, and he's facing 2, and ideally must be shot after this. Or find a way to force LeClair 1, and that's a pretty tall order.
It is.
No matter how you dice it.
It's a tough situation. I do think that if he wanted to be creative here, he could try to come around the left between those 2 yellow stones.
That's a very narrow port, though.
That's not that narrow.
I mean, it looks like it's about about 2.5 blocks wide.
Oh, no, I mean farther out to the left. Because it's curling so much.
That's a good point. So, so the yellow that's on the sideline, but not touching the sideline, and the corner guard. All you really need to do is touch 4 foot.
Yep.
And be pretty well covered. But the chances of being open on that side are pretty high too. So.
Yeah.
This is a lot of pressure on Will Chen here with his last here in the 7th end. I think the call is to try and be back 8 behind all that cover. And the other thing is that they spent all this time throwing the rocks to the away end, so you might as well play the last end because you have to push the rocks back anyway.
Right. Yep.
Oh, this rock is coming up light.
Oh no.
Oh, this is not an ideal outcome.
Yeah. No, you hate to see that.
So all LeClair needs to do is touch paint to score 3 here and take a commanding 6-point lead. They have a commanding 5-point lead right now. But just it's a situation where I think also teams that play mistake-free curling usually get the edge, and I don't think I've seen LeClair make many mistakes as a rig tonight.
No, they've been doing really well, just as a whole team, and that's the tough thing, When you get the disparity in experience, an experienced curler generally is going to make fewer mistakes.
It's not to say they've been totally flawless. So we've seen some missed takeouts and the like, but
yeah.
And it looks pretty good to touch paint here. It's going to settle in the back 8 foot.
And that is handshakes.
Yes, indeed. So that will do it here on our feature sheet as LeClair puts up a 3 spot. Chen, I think, decided to, call it a relatively early night and start fresh in the morning. Although his first one is at 2:30.
Hopefully 2:30 p.m.
Yeah. I mean, we've tried to do the 2 a.m. drives, and those are not super popular for some. So that is the final for our feature shoot. Chen had a really great fight, kept it close through about 4 ends, and then LeClair decided to pile on the, pile on the gas. So let us kind of switch gears and go more around the rings to see how the other games are going. Looks like it's handshakes on sheets B, as it looks like Maxie, I'm going to believe Maxie secured the win over Team Malaric. So let's see here.
Okay, so what happens now? Where's my Anthony again?
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
So they are pushing the rocks back down. Not seeing the final there. Also, it looks like there's handshakes on a sheet A a while ago. It looks like Team Endicott controlled that game after they put it at that 4 spot. And it looks like they shook hands after 7 with Endicott beating Aubrey by a score of 6-1. And again, it featured 3 blanks on sheets B. I'm not quite sure who won that game. It was Maxie, yeah. But I'm not quite sure who the finalists. But it was 2. You're saying 2 in, yeah. So it looks like they scored 2 in the 7th to make it a 9-5 game over Team Malaric. So another Coyotes win there. The first win by the defending champs. And so now we're going to shift gears to the last game. There's only one game left on the ice.
Yeah, they literally just...
So looking here at Team McDonald taking on Team Siggins. Looks like they are playing the 8th end here. See if we can get a better view of the house. Sorry for the shaky cam.
What's the question? Oh, it's supposed to be criminal scores anyway.
So it looks like Siggins playing the Yellow Rods has a 2-point lead over Team McDonald. It is a 6-4 game. Siggins over McDonald right now.
You're right. It is supposed to be baseball scoring.
McDonald needs to steal 2 to tie it.
Just, yeah, if you wouldn't mind just correcting it. Just one line through and then the correct number above or below.
Excuse me. Sorry. Andrew. Sorry. So, we're good. All right. So it looks like McDonald has one in the house, partially covered behind a fairly high center guard there. Looks like Siggins is calling for a peel of the red in the house, so that looks pretty close. And mission accomplished. And the yellow rolls to the right wing. Next, so coming from McDonald, so they want to draw around the guard again. Sorry I was in your way, Patrick.
No, it's okay.
This looks like it's coming up a little bit light. We'll press on the guard, double guard. That's the point. Has double guard. Slightly staggered, and there's about 2 rocks of separation between them. Siggins is going to try and peel at least one out. Maybe if he gets lucky, makes contact with both.
Well, it's closer than 6 degrees of separation.
Okay, Kevin Bacon. So, he just both moving. That is a great double takeout there. So again, Team McDonald needs to steal 2 here to tie, and then.
I'm out. What are you doing? You're in my way.
Oh, low battery.
Oh, low battery.
Well, text Craig and tell him.
I know, I got lots of travel time. Because everybody let us know.
How much battery is left?
I'm barely keeping up on this job. Kind of slacking.
I understand. It's to be tricky to keep track of a lot of stuff going on. So timeout's been called on the ice. Team McDonald has a coach. It's the Stip's father, Patrick McDonald, former Paralympian, as he makes his way onto the ice. It does seem to be a tricky situation, but it is still relatively early in the end, so McDonald does have a chance to, I think, set something up. A lot of times, some teams wait too long to call their timeout.
Can you make sure to give them a little bit more time?
I will. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
For sure. All good.
So they're talking about the time there.
Oh.
Right now.
Teams do have a decent amount of time left to play this last end. The clock's just looking over the timekeeper's shoulder. McDonald's team has 5.5 minutes, and Siggins' team has just under 4.5 minutes. And timeout is now over. So someone will need to go out and muzzle Patrick McDonald so he can leave now. Usually there'd be an official on the ice to encourage the coaches to leave. So the clock starts again, looking to see what Team McDonald is going to do. Looks like they're going to try and draw around the high center guard there. So it is around the center guard with some ease. That needs to be in the house, and it is. It looks like it might. It looks really good just from this view behind the house. McDonald is looking for a high five. It does not go well. Looks like Siggins wants to peel the guard, just to go through the house, not touching anything. So. Team McDonald needs 2 to tie, is that right?
Yeah, they need 2 to tie.
So it looks like McDonald is going to try and split the house a little bit by drawing to the right wing where there's a yellow right now. It is a tricky situation, though. There's no cover anymore, unless you count a corner guard that is barely covering a sliver of the left side of the house.
You're set up nice to get the two, but do you play for the tie or do you play for the win? That's where I think Andy's getting into that. Which one?
Yeah.
Play for the tie and hope that Siggins makes a mistake.
Well, and the other thing is also, it can be hard to steal one end. If you go for the tie, you got to steal two ends.
Yep.
And that's going to be a bit tricky. So it looks like she. Yep. Also, I think almost a corner freeze on the yellow, but it bounces a little bit. The red does look accessible on the right side. Siggins could, I think, with a nose hit, chip that out and leave two yellows on that side of the sheet. With McDonald still sitting one. Looks pretty close. Actually, it's going to hit on the inside edge. Oh my goodness.
Great shot.
That's
quite a shot.
That was a nice shot. It hits on the inside and it rolls over to the redstone, and now it is Siggins sitting the two shots. McDonald could do a very similar type shot.
She could just replicate that, yeah.
I mean, she's got it in her pocket.
Absolutely. It's not an easy shot, but it's certainly a doable shot, as we just saw.
Although it's not McDonald throwing this rock, it's her Vice. Looks like he's got the weight.
Yeah.
It looks pretty close. But now they're just kind of cleaning for the most part. So it's got the one. It's got, hits it just a little. Was that too thin or thick? Or did it hit?
A little too thin.
A little too thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always get them confused sometimes. So now Siggins is going to do what a good team does when they're up two, get rid of the other team's counters. Looking just to get rid of the red on the left side of the house.
And roll back.
Yeah, shoot it, yep. So now McDonald needs to find a way to get two, to steal two. The three is off the plate because there's only two routes left in this end.
Right.
For both teams. We're going to try to avoid the booty shots here. So this is McDonald's first of two skip stones without the hammer here in the eighth. Supers are really, really pumping the ice here.
They are trying to get, I'm guessing, a freeze to that yellow.
I think that's the only place they can put it.
Yeah.
Really gonna have a chance.
Ooh,
it's really close.
That's pretty close. That's really close.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, what a shot. That's great.
Well, that was a team shot right there.
That was, absolutely.
And so, Siggins, if he throws a decent amount of weight, could maybe make both of those rocks in the house go away and end it right here.
He could. We'll see.
Indeed. There's a slight separation between the red and the yellow. Yellow is sitting shot, touching the top button. Red is straddling the 4-foot line. Really can't see from this view, so I'm going to try and fix that. So now the red moving. Oh. Ooh. Still a difficult situation for McDonald here. So she needs to be sitting 2 at the end of this or it's game over.
I would probably just throw like controls. You're always. Yeah.
So a lot of pressure for McDonald here. Needs to be sitting 2 at the end of this to have a chance. So I'm thinking she's going to want to tap the yellow back, so that maybe with that 8 foot,
Yeah.
that 12.
No, that's definitely going out the back.
Yeah. So now she's banking on a miss to have a chance for a tie.
Yep.
I'm curious about why not just tapping it back to the 12 foot. I mean, the weight would maybe tricky to execute.
I think that's probably it.
That's fair. That's a fair point. Here it is. This was to be right on the money. Gets the red out. And there's handshakes between Team Siggins and Team McDonald. Team Siggins securing the 1 point win. Or no point, 2 point win.
What was that?
Is it? Oh no, he had to throw his last rush, so that end counts, right?
It does count.
Yeah. So. All right, so that is the end of the action here tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Just as a reminder, we will be back at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah, we get to sleep in a little bit.
We'll be back at 10:30 a.m. with a feature matchup between Team Stephanie and Team McDonald, the team that we just saw on the ice. It should be a great game. Until then, just a reminder that this broadcast is presented by authority of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association. So for all of us here at MoPac and Coyotes Curling Club, this is Ryan, joined by Stefan.
Thank you, Ryan. I'll see you tomorrow.
Saying good night and good curling.
Dude, my phone was at 100% and it dropped to 10.